guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video on my favorite journaling supplies and what I most commonly use in my journal. So if you want to see that and learn more about what I use every single day in my journal, then please stick around and watch the rest of the video. Okay, so first what I'll talk about is where I keep all my daily journaling supplies. Normally when I'm at college or like in my room, I would keep them in all my like pens and markers in little cups on my desk. I have like a pen stand that's like clear, it's just a clear cup where I keep like my most commonly used pens, and then my markers I keep in a separate pouch. But because I'm home for my summer break, I kind of just put everything that I had and I wanted to bring home into this big pouch. It's like a makeup bag thing type of pouch. I can't link it because I actually got it for free in like a free event in college, so it doesn't have like a brand, but it's literally my college merch. But yeah, it's just this gray color. It's really big, which is why I use it to keep like everything while I'm like traveling or at home. It's really actually messy in there because there's like all kinds of pens and markers in here, so it's a little hard to find stuff, which is why I don't use this as a permanent solution. It's just for like moving my things around and while I'm away from my room. Okay, so I'll just go through and talk about everything that I keep in here in this pouch, which are my most common journaling supplies. There are a few others that I did leave at college, and because I just didn't have space to bring them home, but there are not a lot, and honestly those ones are the ones that I rarely use, which is why I didn't feel the need to bring them home with me. And I've been journaling a lot since I got home with just these journaling supplies, and I've been doing fine. Like I don't feel like I'm missing something. So yeah, it's been working out pretty well. So the first category of things that I will talk about are my pens. I use a few different type of pens. None of them are really fancy. They're kind of your basic pens, like I'll show, but I have both black pens that I use for my like journal entries where I'm just writing, or if I'm doing like a scrapbook type of entry and I want to add something to like caption to pictures I'm putting in, then I will also sometimes use those black pens. And I have like 3 different type of black pens that I use. They all kind of do the same job. They're just the ones that I've collected throughout my time of journaling, so that those are the ones that I use. And then I also have my colored pens, which I use more for writing out titles on pages, or sometimes I do use them for writing out journal entries, but usually that is in my black pen. But yeah, I'll just go through those. So first, like I said, I have 3 different type of black pens. These are the ones that I have. So the first one is just a standard like ballpoint pen. It's from Walmart. It's the Pen and Gear like Walmart brand. And it's just your standard stick black pen that I use. This is my oldest like black pen that I use, and I use this a lot for actually school and like writing down notes, and I do like it. So then I also use it in my journal if I want to write like an entry real quick. The second pen that I have is actually a college pen, just like a free pen at college, but it's actually really nice, surprisingly, and it's just like one of those freebie pens. So yeah, and it's black, so that I sometimes use that. And then the third black pen that I have is this Z Grip Medium pen. I can link this one down below, but I recently got this and it's also really nice. It writes pretty smooth. I'm not very like picky with honestly my pens, so I feel like all of these do a very similar job, so most of the time when I'm picking them out, it's just whichever one I find first and I'll just write with them. for that one. Like, do I really need 3 of these? No, but I just do have them to use. Yeah. So the next pens that I will go through are my colored felt tip pens. These I got a long time ago at I think it was a birthday party for a family friend, and they gave them out as like party favors. So they're like this. They're not the I think it's like the Flair pens. I forget what brand those like really common. They look like that, but they are not those Flair pens. That are you like see everywhere on journaling videos. They are like the off-brand version of those. Actually, they're Pen and Gear ultra fine felt tip pens. You can see it's a fine point. It's a felt tip point. So I don't use these to write out entries ever really, but I do use them to write like titles of entries sometimes, or like titles on pages, or sometimes just to like draw little doodles in around my pages if I need to. So yeah, I like that there's like a variety of colors that I can use. And yeah. And then the next type of colored pen I have is there's these 4 ballpoint big pens that I got a long time ago in a pack of actually black pens. They were like came as extras on a deal or something, and I still really like using them in my journal to like I mentioned before, sometimes I do write in colored ink for my daily entries, or not daily, but whenever I do just write a diary entry, I do use a colored ink, and usually these are the pens that I use for those, because I like writing in a ballpoint pen rather than like a felt tip pen. I really don't like writing, like if I'm writing a long like paragraph, I don't like writing that in the felt tip pens. I much prefer these. So they're just your standard like stick pens. I actually do want to get a bigger set of these. I saw they have like sold in a pack of like 10, so there's more colors because of how much I actually do use them. So hopefully I'll do that soon. The other type of colored pen I have, which honestly I really don't use very often, I just do have them, so I will just sometimes use them. They're these like click pens. I don't know where they're from. They're really old, as you can see by how kind of dirty they are. But I got them a long time ago. They honestly don't work that well anymore. I still just do have them because I will sometimes, very rarely, use them if I just need like a specific color from these that I don't have in another type of pen. So yeah, you can also see that I only have like 6 of them because I did lose the other ones. They came in a bigger pack, but yeah, I don't use these that often though. I honestly could have left them behind. I don't think I've used them once since I have been home, so. But they're still in there. And then the last type of pen is actually my newest type of pen that I've been using and experimenting with a bit. They're this set of 5 Jelly Roll glitter pens that I found. They are the Stardust variety, I think. I'm pretty sure. And I have a green, blue, red, yellow, and silver color that I've been using. I don't use these a lot, but because I just got them actually like a while ago. But sometimes I like writing like a fun journal entry title in these. They are really nice. They go on very smooth, and they do look very nice and glittery and fun. So don't use these a lot, but I like having them because I feel like they give so much whimsy to a page. And that's kind of it for all my colored pens that I have. So now I will move on to the markers I have, which I only really have one type of marker in here, which are these paint pens, acrylic paint markers. And even though they say they're acrylic paint markers, they're not those kinds where like you have to like push down on the tip to like get the ink going and there's like a ball in the barrel and you have to like shake it. They're not those kinds where it's like real paint coming out of the tip. They are just honestly a standard marker that's really opaque. I got them as a gift from one of my friends, and they're tool tips, so there's a thicker end and a fine point tip. And these are honestly my most used markers, which is they're the only ones I have actually that I brought home. The other kind I have is like a miscellaneous set of super tips that I've just collected through the years. It's not a complete set. I do actually want to get a pack of super curler super tips because the random assortment of colors I have, I do sometimes use, and I think they're really nice for like doing calligraphy and stuff. The few times I have used them, but I don't have my own complete set, so I would love to get a pack of those at some point. But for now, these are the markers I use, and honestly, they're my most used journaling supply probably ever because I always use these to write out titles on entries, on my scrapbooky entries, to do little doodles, to color things in. I use these all the time, and I have a huge, I think it's like a set of like maybe 26 markers. So I have a lot of different colors. This is not even all of them, but you can see there's like a really big color variety that I have, which is really nice to use. And they're very, like I said before, because they are acrylic markers, they are very opaque. So the colors are very vibrant, which I really, really like. So yeah, those are the markers I have in here for now, and the ones I use, the only ones really. So now I'll move on to like a bunch of little miscellaneous things I have in here. Yeah. The first thing is just a pencil. I actually have a few, but it's just a standard pencil that I'll use to sketch out things before I color them in, or to like plan out my titles. Like if I'm doing a fancy font, you can never go wrong with a pencil. I always use this. Would recommend. Actually have a few in here, but yeah. The other thing is this little ruler, 15 centimeter ruler. I use this all the time also to get like straight edges on my pages if I need to like divide up my page, to measure things, measure pictures when I'm putting them in. Yeah. Then I have this little scissor. It's not that small, but to cut things out, obviously. Cut all my pictures out. Any junk that I'm putting in, cut that out. Use it all the time. Yeah. Then the next one is these just two basic binder clips to keep my journal open because it's getting really fat. So, and because I'm on like the last like maybe 20 pages of the journal, it's kind of hard to keep it open. So I will just use this on both of the ends to keep my journal a bit flatter so that I can actually work in it. Oh yeah, I have these two erasers. I actually don't know why I have two because I only really use this one, but there's this one and this eraser to, after I like sketch things out and color them in, I'll like erase away the pencil marks. And then my Elmer's glue stick to stick my pictures down. Yeah, just your normal glue stick. I have been using this a lot recently, but I don't know if it's because my glue stick's just really old or what. Actually, I don't know how old this glue stick is because I just found it at home because I ran out of my other one. But recently, my pictures have not been sticking in my journal. Like, I feel like I was flipping through my journal the other day, and some of my pictures were like coming away on the edges, and if I like pulled a little bit, I could just peel them away and I had to like re-glue my pictures in, which was really annoying. And I am a little scared that over time my pictures will fall out. Like after I finish this journal and it's just been sitting on my shelf, I don't want my pictures to fall off out of my journal. So if you have any recommendations for any kind of glue sticks that you think work better than an Elmer's glue stick or any like tape. I know there's like the little tape runners. If you have any recommendations for that, I've never tried those. Please let me know because it's a real problem I've been having. Yeah. And the last thing I have is this random decorative scissor. It's like a pointy edged design. If you can see, I don't know where this is from. I just have this one lying around my house, so I took it with me because no one in my house uses it, and I just keep it in here. Um, I don't use it very often, but sometimes when I'm cutting pictures out, it's nice to give them like a fun edge. Would also like to get more of these, honestly, in different designs. Like a scalloped edge, I think would be really cute. So, yeah. And that's like everything that I have in here. You can see this is a really big bag, so it can actually fit all of this, which is really, really nice because then everything that I use can just be in one place and I don't lose it. The other thing that I have that I sometimes use, though not very often, is my colored pencils. This is a little pencil case I made a long time ago. I actually made it. It's like a little pencil stand. I really liked this fabric. And I've just been keeping these colored pencils in there ever since, which are so old. I got them as like a birthday gift when I was a kid, honestly, and I just still have them. They're the Crazy Art brand. Probably not the best quality, but I'm not really using them to make art. I'm just using them if I need to like lightly color something in my journal. Or in my reading journal, sometimes I use these. They're just nice because there's a lot of different colors that I can use to color something in. Yeah, but don't use these very often either. But I still bought them because, yeah. And then the last thing, and actually the most important thing, is my journal. I talked about this in my last video. It's my first ever journal. I got this as a gift, and I did ask my friend, and she said it was from Walmart, although she got it a long time ago, so I don't think they sell it anymore, unfortunately. It's a really nice journal. I think it has, 192 pages, yeah. Which the pages were not numbered, but I went in and numbered the pages when like halfway through the journal because I realized I kind of wanted to know like how many pages I had left in my journal. I think that's really satisfying to know like, oh, I have like 20 pages left, only 20 pages, whatever. The paper isn't very, very thick. It's pretty thin, but honestly, I don't think that the bleed through is bad at all. I use my acrylic markers in there and I don't think the bleed through is bad at all. Some of the darker colors do bleed through a little bit more, but if I have like that much bleed through, I'll just try to do a collage page on the back and like stick pictures in instead of like writing. But honestly, it's never that bad. I write with my pens, colored pens and stuff all the time, and I don't think it's horrible. It's a dotted journal, which I really enjoyed. It's my first ever dotted journal that I've used, and I really like how it gives me like guidance to like where I want to write, but also like you can't really see the dots from far away, so it's like almost like plain paper, and it never like interferes with anything I'm drawing on top or sketching or whatever I'm doing, like my scrapbook type pages. I really, really like that. So yeah, hopefully, I think the next journal I might use a dotted journal, or I might actually try out a different style of journal just to see if like I preferred using a line journal or a grid journal or a plain journal. But so far, I've really enjoyed the dotted journal. Yeah. That's kind of it for my journal and all my journaling supplies. Let me know what supplies you use, or if you have any recommendations for supplies I should get, or what your favorite supplies are down below. And thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye!